Okay, so now I got officially scared. It's beautiful, isn't it?
So I got word back from my college teacher.
Nobody asked and nobody cares, but this tree, this very tall one, it's called Boudica virgilioides. The common name is Sucupira preta. The flowers are really beautiful when it's flowering, when it's blossoming. Well, the fruits are not edible, but the wood is very valuable. Although it's a protected species nowadays, you cannot just come here and chop one down to sell the wood. This is called Solanum lycocarpum, which Solanum is the same genus from the potatoes and tomatoes. So that's why the fruit looks kind of like a tomato, but it's a very rustic one. It's white in the inside, and the species was baptized as Lycocarpum. We call it lobeira, and I'm gonna explain why. It's the same reason it's called Lycocarpum, because it refers to the eating habits of the Brazilian wolf, the wolf of the savannah in here, the lobo guará. Yeah, it's called canela de ema because it looks like the legs of a kind of an emu that occurs in the Cerrado. You know, the whole Cerrado is dated to approximately 65 millions of years, so it probably looks very much like this for 65 millions of years. So yeah, it's from the Jurassic geological time. Canela de ema, the scientific name is Velosia squamata. Look, it's flowering. It's a Mimosa regina. It's a kind of mimosa, and yeah, as you can see, for the flowers and the arrangement of the leaves, it's surely a mimosa. There are pink and white versions of the flower, and this one is the pink. I don't know if the focus is right because the sun is completely obfuscating the camera right now and my eyes, even though I'm wearing sunglasses. But yeah, tell me if this doesn't look like a savannah. Crazy environment. I'm very much in love with this environment. It's just beautiful. Okay, so now I got officially scared because this is the first time I have actually seen these footprints here, and they are not from a dog. I mean, I have seen big dogs. If you check on it, look the scale, the size of the footprint, and they don't have the little dots that the dog nails have. You see, it's a feline. It's 100% a feline animal here. They don't have the little markings that the dog's nails leave, you see. So it's a feline, and by the scale of it, check the size of this animal. Man, now I'm kind of scared and I'm gonna get up. This park is surrounded by highways, and there's an ecological reservation in the other side of the highway. There's an urban area on the other side. In all of the other sides, the only place that this animal could have come from and went to is the ecological reservation. In there, I believe there are animals this big. This is 100% not a canine footprint, okay? It's a huge jaguar or puma. In here we call the pumas Sussuarana, or jaguatirica, which is a small version of the jaguars. Let me show you the difference of a canine footprint. All right, I don't know if you can see this one because it's very much smaller. Look, size of my hand and the footprint, and right in front of the finger you can see the hole that the nail leaves on the ground, you see. So I just found a flower. There are a few, actually there was a couple. One flew off, but there's another one there. It's a stingless bee, one of the many species that can happen here in the Cerrado. Take a look. That's a stingless bee. I know it looks like a fly, but I know how to recognize these guys and identify them. Their subfamily or tribe is Melipona. Really cool, huh? I'm still not sure if it was a jaguar or what you guys would call a mountain lion, because mountain lions, they can occur from the end of Argentina to the end of Canada. So this part of the trail ends here in one of the ends of the highway. It meets with the highway, and then there's the hills up there. Those hills are part of the biological reservation. It's kind of the end of the biological reservation. It goes much further in that direction. It's really big, actually. It's called Environmental Protection Area of the Caforinga, and this is the biological reservation of the Contagem. It's called Contagem because in colonial times it was a place where, since the colonies, very ancient times, since the 1600s, there are registers that the miners that would come to this region would pass in this region to parts of the country that was posts for the miners to stop and count the gold so nothing got stolen from the Portuguese crown. Humans, man. If you look at my video I made, with the thumbnail saying wildfires, I show in the end of the video the reason why this region, this place, this park burns every year in the dry season, and it's a huge setback for the park, because the fire gets out of control and it burns the whole park, and then the firefighters have to come here every year to put the fires off. And it doesn't happen only here, also in the biological reservation. Some people are really unscrupulous. They throw trash and the construction debris, and not only that, but they also set it on fire. And when it's the dry season, the fire and the wind just do their job, and burn the whole rest of the thing. So I suspect that this animal just crossed the road back into the reservation, because in here it wouldn't find many resources. Only a couple stray dogs that I've encountered in here a few times. So I found this vine in here. You know the fruit. You 100% know the fruit. I have one of these planted in my place. They're a little bit different. They're bigger. The fruits are bigger. And the flowers too. But pay attention. It's beautiful, isn't it? And now I'm going to reveal to you what this is. This very species right here that I'm showing to you is called Passiflora amethystina. Amethystina because it's colored like an amethyst, right? And the common name in English, in Portuguese first is maracujá. And this is a wild species. So the fruits are very small. But the common name in English is, dramatic pause, it's called the passion fruit. I'll show the one in my home so you can see the difference, the sweet variety of it, because usually they're very sour, right? But the one I have at home is it's a variety that is very sweet, naturally sweet. You can scoop it with a spoon and eat it like no sugar at all. Oh, and I only realized now. You see this little fella right here? Yeah, it's a mantis, right? Look. This is really cool. I only noticed this little fella now. If I remember right, the order of these fellas, the mantis, that's why it's called mantis. There are many families, many genuses and species, but The order is Mantoidea. Yeah, it's Mantoidea.
So I got word back from my college teacher. I sent the footprint to him with the scale and all, this, you know, the size of my hand, and he told me it was most probably a puma con color. That means in English a cougar or mountain lion, right? In Brazil it's known as sussuarana or onça parda, which means it's a brown jaguar. Its distribution goes all over America, from British Columbia, Canada, and the extreme south of Chile. And yeah, it's Felidae, from the family of Felidaes, and it's a carnivore, of course. And it's it's closer to the cheetah, and this I will not be able to translate this one, but anyway, it's more related to those than to the jaguar. You know, the jaguars that have those black stains and yellow fur. So yeah, it's a really big animal. It can reach 103 kilograms, and it's a beautiful animal. He told me also that they're able to live in places that have heavy anthropic alterations and disturbances in the environment, and it's not dangerous at all because it knows that humans are trouble. But I wouldn't be happy to find out that I met with one of these in the middle of the woods, and while it had cubs along with it. So if it was a female and had cubs, that would be really dangerous to find in the middle of the woods alone. So look, those are beautiful pictures. So yeah, it was this animal, it was the puma.